The rain poured like the sky was mourning, washing the streets clean of their sins. John Carter, a single father of two, hunched over the steering wheel of his rusty 2003 Honda Civic, the windshield wipers squeaking in protest as they struggled to keep up. He had just finished a 12-hour shift at the gas station, his hands still smelling faintly of diesel and dollar store soap. His back ached, his mind buzzed with worry about the overdue rent, and his stomach growled with hunger he'd grown used to ignoring. He didn't see her until it was almost too late. She was standing on the curb, soaked to the bone, clutching her side with one hand while waving frantically with the other. Her coat was torn, her hair plastered to her face, and she looked like she was about to collapse. "Please," she gasped as John rolled down the window. "I need to get to the ER. Please." Something in her voice, raw panic mixed with pain, made him forget the clock, forget the gas light blinking on empty, forget everything. He leaned over, unlocked the door, and said, "Get in." She did. Her name was Emily. She didn't offer much at first, just labored breathing and the occasional whimper as she held her abdomen. The hospital was 20 minutes away, and John drove like the devil was on his tail, weaving through traffic, praying the old car would hold together. "You'll be okay," he kept saying, more for himself than her. They arrived just as she lost consciousness. John didn't leave. He sat in the waiting room, ignoring the nurse who told him he didn't need to stay. Something compelled him, maybe it was her eyes, wide and desperate in the rain, or maybe it was the fact that no one else had come for her. Hours passed. Finally, a doctor approached. "She's stable," he said. "Internal bleeding from a ruptured ovarian cyst. She would have died if she hadn't gotten here when she did." John nodded, heart pounding. "She asked for you." Confused, John entered the room. Emily lay pale but smiling. "You saved my life," she whispered. "Thank you." "It's nothing," John replied awkwardly. "Anyone would have done it." But she shook her head slowly. "No. Most people wouldn't have stopped. Most wouldn't have cared." Over the next few days, they talked. Emily stayed in the hospital for recovery, and John kept visiting, after work, before picking up his kids, sometimes even during his lunch break with a thermos of his homemade chicken soup. He learned that she lived in the upscale side of town but didn't mention much about her personal life. Emily, in turn, asked about his kids, Lily and Max, ages 8 and 5. He told her about his late wife, about the juggling act of fatherhood and minimum wage, about how his dream was to open a small auto repair shop one day, a place of his own. One evening, Emily asked, "Why did you stop for me?" John looked down at his calloused hands. "Because I'd want someone to stop if it were my daughter out there. Or my son. I don't have much, but I can know what it means to need help." She didn't say anything. But her eyes, those deep, green eyes, spoke volumes. After Emily was discharged, she disappeared. No calls. No messages. Just gone. John told himself it didn't matter. He barely knew her. Life went on, rent still needed paying, Lily needed new shoes for school, and Max had a cough that wouldn't go away. The grind never stopped. Then one Saturday morning, there was a knock at the door. John opened it to find Emily standing there, dressed in a simple white blouse and jeans, holding a box of pastries and a bouquet of sunflowers. Behind her was a black Mercedes. "I owed you breakfast," she said, smiling nervously. The kids peeked from behind John, their eyes wide. Lily whispered, "Daddy, is that a princess?" Emily laughed and bent down. "Hardly, sweetheart." They invited her in. Over breakfast, she finally told the truth. She was the co-founder of a tech startup that had gone public. Net worth, over $40 million. She had grown up poor, clawed her way to success, and learned that money could buy comfort, but not character. "I've met a lot of people," she told John that day. "But I've never met anyone with more heart than you." John didn't know what to say. All his life, people looked past him. But not her. She saw him. Over the following months, they grew closer. Emily didn't sweep in to rescue John. She never offered to pay his bills or change his life overnight. Instead, she showed up, with groceries, with laughter, with stories. She helped Lily with homework, taught Max how to bake cookies, and once sat for hours helping John redesign his business plan for the auto shop. John opened his heart slowly, the way a flower blooms after a long winter. Love had hurt before, but this felt different. One evening, under the amber glow of the kitchen light, as the kids giggled in the living room, Emily turned to him. "I think I fell in love with you the day you drove me to the hospital," she said. "I just didn't know it yet." He took her hand. "I didn't think I had anything to offer you." "You gave me something no one else ever did," she whispered. "You gave me faith in people again." 2 years later, they stood outside Carter and Company. Auto repairs, a modest but proud building on a quiet street. The ribbon was red. The scissors were gold. Emily had helped him with the startup costs, yes, but under one condition: it would be his, run his way, and he would one day pay it forward. And he did. Every month, John offered free car repairs for single parents and struggling families. A small thing, but it mattered. Because once upon a time, a poor dad had stopped for a stranger in the rain. And in doing so, he changed both their lives forever. Moral of the story: sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can create the biggest ripple. Love doesn't care about wealth or status, it sees heart. And when you lead with compassion, the world has a way of bringing miracles.